They say this is the upgraded 15.6-inch IPS HDR 1920 by 1080, so that's a 1080p monitor. FHD USB Type-C, built-in 10,800 milliamp per hour battery, and don't worry, it's not 4K, but neither is this huge ultra-wide display that I'm using here, and it's almost as sharp. It just depends on the quality of screen. I have a projector. I chose a 1080p projector because it has the low milliseconds for gaming. It's just as sharp almost as a 4K advertised monitor or screen or projector or whatever. So just because you're going off of 1080p or 4K or whatever you're trying to make your decision based on, doesn't always mean you're getting the best, really, because I think sometimes on 1080p side, if you get a high quality one of those, you can spend just a hair less or the same as a 4K, but almost get as good a resolution, if not equal to, in a bizarre way. I know it's bizarre, but it's true. Time-wise, you can get up to 7 hours of battery life out of this if you are not reverse charging a device. So if you plug your phone up to it, you can actually charge it as you're using this, vice versa, whatever, and you get like 4 hours out of the monitor because it's reverse sending your phone some power to. So if you turn that off, you can get up to 7 hours of life out of this monitor, which is fantastic. I think it's great to be able to only charge this once a day, because if you're gaming for more than 6 hours or at a time, or 7 or something like that, you probably need to figure some stuff out. This is 178 degrees, what they claim, full view angle on this IPS monitor. Built-in quad speakers we mentioned before. You get the ports on this thing is a mini HDMI for the video signal, Type-C, full function, so it's data transfer, power supply, and then another Type-C for power supply, so that you can have a dedicated charging port for this if you wanted to, and another one for data and stuff. So a response time is 3 milliseconds also, should I say. 3 milliseconds response time. Okay, so here's the box that you get. This thing, pretty heavy. There's not much going on. There's not any branding on the outside of it, so that could be because this is made for whoever buys it. I don't know. So yeah, you get a little comfort in there, so to know that your monitor is not going to be beat to heck and back. This, I've used this, so this does come with a plastic cover over it. It's not just like this. This portfolio case is nice. It's got like this rubbery faux leather feel, which feels really good. And then there is the monitor itself. You get a lot of cables, almost just like the last monitor that I had reviewed, external monitor. You get the mini HDMI to HDMI cable right there. And you get what looks to be a Type-C to Type-C cable there. And you get another Type-C to Type-C cable there. And you do get the adapter because it's going to need some horsepower to pump this thing with some juice. Where is it? There it is. And it flips out like so to charge it, which I love these types of adapters, and I still have plastic on it. I didn't take it off. This thing can do a whole host of configurations. You just be as creative as humanly possible, and it's magnetic, so this whole thing can unhinge itself from this portfolio case, no problem. It's just magnetic. And this is the typical position that you'll probably use this in, but you can also like use it up here in like this landscape mode if you wanted to. But you know, most of all, you're probably going to just end up using it like this, and it holds its position pretty good because you double thick this up here by flipping it over, and then it rests up against one of the grooves there. So I don't think it's going anywhere. We have the OTG cable here that's USB Type-C, the HDMI, and the USB Type-C. So it has a charging lightning bolt on the other side. Sorry, at the very bottom right corner is for charging. See the lightning bolt. Then on the other side we get the HDMI and the two Type-C ports that will include data transmissions and stuff. The OTG cable will. So that's where you would plug up your phone and stuff like that, is there to get your signal. Ta-da! And for connecting the switch, all I'm going to be doing is using this little adapter here, which will take an HDMI to a mini HDMI, and that's what that's going to take on the side. I recommend buying one of these along with this because it doesn't come with it. I wish it did, but it doesn't because they include the HDMI to mini HDMI cable. But this adapter is good just to keep around. I keep a little baggie attached with this whole system, everything that I would need. Long press the volume up to charge your phone. So if you're watching a movie or something like that on this thing, you can charge your phone as well. If you long press the brightness screen, that's where you're going to get into all of your settings for the monitor itself. Here you can see that we can shuffle through the settings here. You got picture settings, display settings, your color. You can adjust your color temperatures and things. You got some advanced settings here, which is your ultra HDR and things like that on your aspect ratio. You can also adjust the image and inputs. You can also turn on and off the audio from here. Rotate the image around to handle landscape or upside down, and turn off the charging mode. It's a little confusing through here because you don't have much time. Like, I've stopped pushing a button now. It's not going to give me very long before it goes back to its screen. So if you're sitting there trying to think about what you want to do, you don't have much time to do that in. Okay, so there is a good shot of the screen itself. It looks really good and vibrant. I think at 60 on the brightness. Volume is at 80%, and it sounds great. You can distinct between left and right, and the two speakers per side, 4 total, is great. So overall, right now, impressions are great. So in closing, do I recommend buying this monitor? I think it's a great monitor for gaming and stuff on. It's got some super wonky menu controls and stuff like that. That's a little weird, but other than that, I really like it for the gaming and stuff. And I would turn everything off on it that was special bells and whistles, like the HDR, everything that would cause you battery issues. And as far as draining your battery too early, just to extend that battery life, if it were me, I would do it because I would only care about the gaming, not the looks. But the clarity is there, everything is there, that looks good. The lag, the latency, it's hard to detect any because right whenever I would move, it would move on the screen. So I kind of believe the 3 millisecond thing going on there. Maybe with everything turned off, maybe it is 3 milliseconds, or maybe it's a little bit more with the HDR and stuff on. I don't know. I can't really tell that difference right there, but it is low latency. It's a lot lower than the 16 milliseconds, so of course it should be. But overall, I like it, and I think if you're in the market for something like this, it fits right into what you're looking for, and time will tell if it holds up. But the build quality right offhand is great. Just make sure to handle this thing appropriately. Don't grab it by the screen. Grab it by the bezels. 2 hands or one-handed across the bottom. Protect the screen with your life. And that's all I got. Make sure to explode on that subscribe button. Ding that bell so you get notified on the next product review I got coming. And I got a lot this week because I'm behind. See ya.